from the tap to tales galore. Oh, taste of stories, spinning yeast and grain. Mr. B goes round the world again. So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is, I've been doing YouTube for a while now. I've had the channel, 2015, but I didn't do anything until about 2022. This is the first Homebrew Wednesday, and as it is, it's a Thursday, but I'm going to class this as Homebrew Wednesday number 1. I'm not going to say it's going to be a Homebrew Wednesday video out every week, but this is one of my recent, it's an update really, what's going on. So I've done lots of homebrewing stuff, but never really got into the brew tube, homebrewing tube, what do we call it, brew tubers, Homebrew Wednesdays. So I'm going to put some Homebrew Wednesday stuff out, and this is going to be my first one, so it's a bit of an update. So what have I been brewing this year so far? What have I brewed this year so far? So I always use my homebrew notebook, and I actually, to be honest, I use 2. I've got a recipe one as well. So what have I done? So there's possibly some little short videos up, they might come up now as well. I've not done the tasting videos of these brews. So what have I done? I've done a red rye IPA, called it 2 Rye A. So it's an IPA with rye malts, and it's got 2 different rye malts. It's got, well, rye malt, and it's got a crystal rye. It's got some Cara Red in it, and I think that was it's an American ale yeast for that one. So I'll do a tasting video on that and the recipe. And then I did an American brown, Ralph's brown ale, and that was a take on Track's American, what is it called? The Cowboy, I forgot what it's called, Cowboy Town, and that's a 5% brown ale, and that's brewed with virgin yeast, and it is quite, I've had it in the tap room at Track, and it is a hazy, murky looking brown ale, and so is mine. Disco, I've bottled one for you, so I'll be putting that in the box to send to you, along with a red rye IPA as well. And more recently, I brewed what did I call it? Get It Done, because that is a take on Verdant's Neil Gets Things Done. Now, I brewed this twice because there was a mishap. I had a problem. When I first brewed it, I use it in these, what are these called now? King Junior 10 litre. So I only do small batch brewing, stovetop brewing, brew in a bag, in my anvil pan, and it's normally, I get about, normally 5 litres, but with this, I've been aiming for like 8 litres of beer at the end. And what I did, so I'll put it in this, it's got stars on in this. Within here, so you've got the 2 posts. You've got a gas post, which is where I use when I'm fermenting for the air out, for the fermenter, and you've got the liquid post. Now, what I did, had a really good brew day. What did I do? Put it in the fermentation fridge. This thing behind me, set with Yinkbird. It's got the heat lamp in there. Let's get a bit of force on there. They do build up, there's no pressure in there, but there we go. So there's my dip tube. Right, there's the star san. Got a little filter on it. What did I do? I put that tube on the gas out. So when it started to ferment, yes, it pushed the beer out. So I had started, I think, with 8.5 litres. Next morning, there was beer pouring out the bottom of this fridge, and I got 3 litres. I saved 3 litres because it just, as it started to ferment, it was just pushing out of that floating dip tube out the gas, which I didn't realise I'd put on the wrong tube. Hopefully that makes sense, but it's a lesson learned, it's a mistake I made. So what did I have to do? Rebrew it. So there's one in there now, brewing again, and so that one was called Get It Done. Almost ended up with 3 litres, and what I did, because I was fuming, I just thought, right, I'm not going to waste all the hops I'm going to put in the dry hop. I had some hops left over. I had 10 grams of like Chinook, some Citra, some Azaka, and some Simcoe. And on the first day of fermentation, threw it into that fermenter and just let it go for 2 weeks. Then transferred it, oxygen free transfer, what you call them now, where you put the, I can't remember now, it's a transfer anyway, into one of my little 5 litre kegs, and I got about 3 litres of beer. But the problem is, that was at biotransformation hopped. It's quite bitter, but I like it because it is bitter. So anyway, that is just it's never going to be rebrewed because it was a mistake, and I just threw things at it. And if you look at when I show you my new little tap, that's the beer I'm pouring on that tap, and it's okay, it's drinkable, it's just a little bit bitter, and yeah, so there you go. So what I've been brewing is the IPA, the 2 of them, 2 hazies. One of them is still in there, one of them is the one that got messed up, American Brown, and the Red Rye IPA. I'm actually drinking a coffee because I'm doing this video during the day, and it's like afternoon, and I don't fancy a beer, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, nice coffee, in that bean to cup machine. So what have I been doing? What else have I been doing? So I've obviously gone malt miller. I go to Malt Miller or Get a Brewed. They're the 2 I mainly use for purchasing. And since what I did, let's jump straight onto this, because this wasn't from either of them. But what's in that fermenter now, in that little 10 litre, Fermenter King Junior? I've got a Tilt Pro Mini in there, and like I say, this is the 4th brew with this tilt. And the first brew, brilliant. Second brew, I was a couple of points missing on it. It was like, third brew was that IPA hazy, which basically I took it out when the beer was thrown everywhere. So yeah, it's 3 times. But the third brew, this Get It Done, it's 10 points difference between my hydrometer and refractometer. Has anyone got any tips for me how to calibrate that so it is more accurate? Because it started off well, and now I'm like, my hydrometer and refractometer were saying 1063, and this was 1053 in that beer now. Started at 1053, but I already measured my other 2. It's like, well, that's 10 points out straight away. Any tips, please let me know, because I find it really useful, this, because it tells me temperature, which is great, and also tells me when I'm getting near the end of fermentation, which is great for dry hopping. It's just a really good tool, but I just want it to be, I want to be using it correct. So I know it's me, it's user error. I just need to, calibrate it better than I am doing. I've done it in water, and obviously that's not right. I need to start looking at how you do it in some sort of wort. But if you comment below if anyone's got one of these and they got a good way of doing it, please let me know. That cost me, I bought that from Till in the US, and just at Christmas, it should have been, I think it was $175. Well, it was $175, worked out about 135 quid delivered to the UK. So I'm actually really chuffed with that purchase. It's a little treat to myself at Christmas. So that's that one. What else have I got recently? This. I love this little thing, because I do small batches, and like I say, in that little keg there, that 10 litre fermenter, I could have 6 litres gone in there, and when I want to put that into my 5 litre keg, sometimes you're thinking, oh, you're watching, like condensation, if it's cold, going up your keg. But this, they call it, what do they actually call it? I think they call it something like a flow stopper keg, auto keg filler. But the idea is, it sits on my, so if I'm transferring beer from this one, say something like a smaller version of this, or you could use it in this. So what you do, you put this, so beer's going in, and you just put this on your gas post. Idea is, click it on. Rob, click it on. Am I on the gas post? I'm not going to put my glasses on, I'm sure I'm on the gas post. So click it. This is brilliant, isn't it? This, look, it's just like, oh, it's like a rattle. Let's just go to the football, and like the old football rattles. So start again. Click it on, Rob. What's in this? Wait a minute, I don't want to be clicking that on there, because no, I'm fine. What's going on? Do I need some start on me? that's my gas post. I'm getting that right. So beer is going to be going in there from the fermenter. The idea is this goes on your gas post when it wants to play ball. What is going on? Why am I struggling to put a... There we go. There it is. It's on the gas post. So you fill in the beer, and then when the beer gets to this point, if you've got more beer in your fermenter than your size of your keg, the beer will come into here, that ball shoots up and stops the flow, stops it, so you know your keg's full. Then I just draw a little bit off because you just want it below your gas post so you can do the carbonation. But that is a great tool. I really like that. I think that was, I put it up about 18 quid, but all that faffing about then was just me trying to get on. But it's dead simple, it really is. That's just me faffing. So that's another purchase which I find really handy. So if you do brew and you've got a keg but you've got more beer than you've got the size of keg, that's a fantastic tool. Just finger around a bit though, so you've got to make sure you're pushing it all together and then it'll stay up. So yeah, great tool. What else have I got? So I've done the tilt, I've done the flow stopper. This, okay, so a little thing come up now, me pouring this from one of my the 5 litre keg. But again, this, here we go again, fantastic for me because I do small batch beers. So let's get it on the right one. This has got a counterflow on top, which is great. It's a small nuka tap, so it's pouring beers. I normally use party picnic taps, but I've got this one now, so this can just go onto the beer, onto the keg, sorry, like that, and I can just pour away. The only thing is, I'm sure it said on malt miller that the spring is included, but I do need a spring because when you're pouring it, you pour and then you just got to push it back, which is a bit annoying because if you walk away, it's going to stay in pour. So you need to get that spring. I'm going to get the spring anyway. But that is another great little addition. Really like that. And it fits on all my kegs. Every keg just goes on. They do say it doesn't fit on the refurb kegs from Malt Miller because apparently this black finger's across here, so you can't put it on. So just be careful if you go and buy one of them. But that's great. That, you know, I can put that on anything, a bottle, you know, with the carbonation caps on. You can take it, I can take my beer, go to the beach, got a little tap on rather than having me picnic tap with the tubing. And this has got nowhere near as much fobbing as the picnic taps, and you can adjust the flow, which is fantastic. How much was that? 29 quid. That should be up on the screen as well, but that is a great little tool as well. I really do like that. So they're my little things I've been messing about, well, been buying. Also made myself an insulation jacket for my anvil pan. I did a short on that, so hopefully that'll come up on the screen now as well. That's great. That's helped me control help me control that mash temperature down to literally 1 degree. And what I bought was the Inkbird Wi-Fi. So I have on my phone, I can dial in to what temperature I want, put the probe in for the Inkbird Wi-Fi. If I walk away and it's dropped a degree too much for me, phone alarms, go back in, turn on the stove, heat it up slightly to get back to that temperature. And that's great. So that's hung up just behind this one. So that's been a great little addition as well. So that's something else I've bought. So I've been buying little bits and bats just to, you know, improve. Well, you just, as a homebrewer, you just keep constantly buying bits and bats, and before you know it, yeah, it's just out of hand. It's crazy. That's the whole thing. Is homebrewing cheaper than buying beer? No, it isn't. No, it isn't, because it's addictive, and you start to just buy things all the time anyway. So yeah, so that's everything I bought since December, to be honest with you, about hops and stuff. So what have I bought? What have I got? I've got these Crush, which is the original HBC 586, I think I'm right. So I've not brewed with Crush. I'll put up on screen now what that should bring. So I'm looking forward to that there from the Malt Miller. So some Crush hop pellets. I got a good deal on some Columbus Looper Max, which I'll use in like a West Coast IPA. I've got a couple of bags of Nelson Sauvin, because I've started to use that more recent, and I do like the flavour, and you can use it hot side, cold side, and it does bring out different flavours, which I think it's a great hop. I've got 2 bags of them, and then I got some I've already got some East Kent Goldings. I got some North Down, and I got some Challenger, because in May, myself and Kevin from Shark Homebrewing across the pond, we're going to be doing a London Pride clone for the International Homebrew Day in America there. We don't fancy doing the barley wine, so we said we'll do our own thing. So we're going to do a London Pride clone. We've both built a recipe. We've gone on the London Pride page, looked at what's in it, and then it doesn't tell you anything about EBCs and IBUs and stuff, so we're just going to try and build something and then do a taste test. And what I'm going to do as well, I've got a bottle here, 1845, it's bottle conditioned, and I'm going to harvest the yeast from the Fuller's 1845 bottle and use that yeast to ferment my London Pride. No idea what that yeast is. Could be a bottle conditioning yeast, I don't know, but I just thought Fuller's have got it in there, I'm going to harvest it, get it and put it into my London Pride clone. So talking about yeast, I've got Pomona yeast. I'm looking forward to using that as well. That's totally new to me. Hopefully that'll, like the New England style sort of IPAs, I'll be using that in there. A few more yeasts that I've bought. Haze Heaven from the Malt Miller. This is from WHC, which is, I think it's in Dublin. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using that. Again, I'd use that in hazy beers, obviously. Lax, I'm going to be using that in an American IPA or an American Pale. So again, that's a new one for me. And when I seen this, I thought, I've got to get it. Bond. So yeah, so this is obviously an English ale yeast. I'll put some bits up on the screen, as hopefully I already have done. So I've got that as well to do some English style beers. And I think that is me done. Like I say, the London Pride will be possibly my next brew. Hopefully this one, I've got to dry up it yet, the one that's behind me. I'll do a video on that. So I will do a tasting video for the red rye. I'll do a tasting video for the American brown, and I'll do a tasting video for this hazy, which I've called Get It Done. So yeah, that's really up to date with my homebrewing stuff. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Yeah, so this is my first Homebrew Wednesday video, even though I've had the channel for a couple of years now. I think I will try and do more Homebrew Wednesday videos of updates, but to be honest, that was quite a big update for the first one, so there's not much more I can think of. It's not going to be one next week, put it that way. I'll just have to have a think about what the next video is going to be about. And like I say, I do we've not done one yet with Kevin from Shark Homebrewing. We do like a live hour update as well for homebrewing, so we need to get back on with that. But yeah, so that London Pride is going to be the next one. Anyone brewed a London Pride that's watching, interesting, what yeast did you use? Has anyone ever used the 1845 and harvested the yeast as well? Has anyone done that? I did do that with a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and that worked fantastic. That was a lovely beer, and I used a leaf cascade in that, and that worked out really well. But yeah, I think that's about it. So that's my update for this week. And nothing more to say. I've got some beer reviews coming up. I've got a live beer review coming up, which is for Four Priests Brewery. Andy, actually met Andy last weekend with Slippy Dave and the gang, and it was great to meet Andy at last. And I'm going to, like I say, try some of his beers live on Saturday, just do a tasting really. But yeah, so that's about it. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's been a long one, but it's just more updating and yeah, and things that I've bought, things that I do, like I say, taking loads of notes, and it shows that you can still have them accidents as well. But that accident's turned into, I didn't stress out. I just thought, what can I do with it? Throw some hops that have got very minimal amount in, let them do the biotransformation, let the beer do its thing, do a close transfer into a keg, and that beer's pouring well. Like you see on that Nuka Tap where I was pouring it, I've got no problems. That's just a little bit bitter, but it's still young, but that's going to calm down and yeah, enjoy. So what I'm saying is, you might feel like you've made a mess of a brew, but you can turn it around and turn it into something else, and it's still a very drinkable beer. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll cheers with my coffee, and I'll see you on the next Homebrew Wednesday or on my next beer review. Cheers.
So if you like and stick around, cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.